Hey everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite special editions. I was going to do all of my special editions and then I realized that a lot of them, the intricacies that you need to be held up in front of another book to really see, especially some of the cover changes. And so I decided instead to focus only on my favorite. That being said, I pulled out at least half of all of the special editions that I have that I really love, so what can I say? I pursue special editions for a reason. Also, as you can tell, the lighting is different and a lot better, mostly because I never set up the lights, but here the light is set up today. So the first one I want to start off with is the very first special edition I ever got. This was only really, it only started my journey on special editions because I really love Joan He's books, and so when I saw that Illumicrate was going to do a special edition of Descent of the Crane for part of their monthly boxes, I had to. So basically, I stayed on the wait list, got off the wait list, and I was like, yes, I'm going to do a subscription just so I can do this specific box. And so I ended up starting off with Descent of the Crane. It has these beautiful red sprayed edges. This is my first sprayed edge book. It is, and it's so special to me. And also, there's a minute difference. I don't know if you can tell on the background of the dark color for Descent of the Crane. So basically, this is the standard edition. This is the Illumicrate one. Actually, I'm really glad that the lights are set up for this. Descent of the Crane has a little bit more of a greeny sheen than the standard one, which is just kind of straight up navy blue. So that was the first book that I ever got a special edition of, and it kind of kicked off an obsession. I also do feel like book boxes have increased doing these sprayed edges, stenciled edges, increasing the standards for what makes a special edition so special. And I do think it's becoming more and more common, right? So now multiple series at sometimes will have 2 or 3 different subscription boxes now with special editions of series. It has just kind of exploded into the market. Collecting books has also kind of exploded. I have a lot of thoughts about both of those different things that I could film a whole separate kind of conversation video on. But this was the book that started it all. And so let's just keep going. I'm gonna kind of save the ones that I recently got for the end. So basically, after that happened for the Illumicrate one, I decided to just stay a subscriber for a few other months. I did get a few other things. So I did get a copy of Angel Mage, which is also sprayed edges with red. I don't have that one out because it wasn't my favorite one. And I did also get the Starless Sea in one of the boxes. So it's all blue, no dust jacket at all. And there's gold embroidery on the front. It's got, the spine, so you can keep it out like that. And on the back, it says, be somewhere else for a while, and it's also loose sprayed edges. I had been keeping it on my shelf kind of like this. I didn't realize that it kind of had gotten a little bit bleached from the sunlight, so now I have my sprayed edges held on my shelf an entirely different way so this doesn't happen. But the Starless Sea also has an author letter. It was a little bit dented when it arrived, but I was kind of just I guess that's just how it's gonna be. It's hard now for books to arrive totally pristine. Anyway, so then I got that. I stopped my Illumicrate subscription for a while just because I was having a problem. And I think this is still one of my problems I have with subscription boxes, which is that all of the beautiful merch, prints or even just useful items, unless it's really a kitchen useful item I can use every day, essentially, they just end up kind of in a drawer somewhere. And, I'm burning candles, so those are, in terms of merch that I like, I've kind of talked about in some other subscription box where I unbox it and I tell you my thoughts about it. But I kind of decided that after a couple months of this, I was didn't have the space, essentially, to have all of this other stuff. I bought filing systems and I bought other things to hold it, but I just didn't have the space. And so I decided to stop my subscription for a little bit. But then I saw that Owlcrate was doing a special edition. It had 2 books in the box. So it had Crier's War and I Hope You Get This Message. I Hope You Get This Message, they did green instead of pink, and a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was okay because I kind of I associate green with sci-fi, and I Hope You Get This Message is sci-fi, so that was a perfect choice in my mind. But they did an alternate edition of Crier's War, And I love Crier's War so much. I'm actually kind of upset now that I think about it that they didn't do a special edition for Ironheart, because that's a sequel to Crier's War. And Owlcrate in the past has been pretty good about doing special editions for books they feature, but they don't do it for all of them. like, I ordered a special edition of Goddess of the Machine that I didn't get in the box, but afterwards that I've yet to get yet. But they didn't do a special edition of Devil in the Device. That is also a gorgeous one. Like, off the top of my head, special editions I don't have yet, but I've, already have in the works. They are Goddess in the Machine has these gorgeous gold sprayed edges. And then Kingdom of Back has like silver metallic sprayed edges. But I also really love the Girl Serpent Thorn special edition. When I have all of these, maybe I'll film like a part 2. But the Girl Serpent Thorn has, I think, greenish sprayed edges, and the whole thing is pink. And I loved the Girl Made of, what is it called? Girls Made of Snow and Glass, which is the first book that I loved from this author, which is Melissa, I can't see it from down here. But anyway, and so Girl Serpent Thorn was the next one, and I really loved that one. It's not a series, but like, it was a different book by the author. Anyway, back to Crier's War. So this is the edition of Crier's War. It is so hard to show you because it is so reflective. But as you can tell, it's kind of this, when it's not in the sunlight, it has kind of a brown yellow. It's almost like a duochrome between yellow and blue. You can kind of see it when you move it around. This is it. And so then the Owlcrate edition was a kind of like straight up blue. It is so beautiful. It is also so beautiful, and they sit on the shelf. When they sit on the shelf, it's kind of hard to tell the difference. But you can kind of see that this one was more blue. So that's Crier's War Owlcrate, and this is the Crier's War standard one. So I ended up really just loving that, and it kind of kick-started an Owlcrate subscription for a while, for a little bit. And then I kind of stopped for a while, and then I went back, basically. Special editions that I've also tracked down that I didn't get in subscription boxes, but were in subscription boxes, is this Owlcrate edition of Wild Beauty. Anna Marie McLemore is an auto-buy author for me. I love all of their books. And then I saw that this Owlcrate edition of Wild Beauty was on a trading group, and I snatched it up. The difference is that the kind of parchment paper one on the original one is black, and that one is also gorgeous. It has a great contrast. But I just really loved how light this is. This is a book a lot to do with flowers, and it's just so gorgeous. And I love all of their books so much. And this is the only one I think that has ever had a special edition for it, which is such a shame. But yes, this is it, because, oh, the Mirror Season cover is so good. And the Lake Lore one. Like, all of Anna Marie McLemore's covers are just fantastic. They deserve all special editions, but this is the only one I think that has gotten one. So that's it. But then this year, I decided to renew my Owlcrate subscription because I knew that The Ones Are Meant to Find by Joan Hay was going to be in it for May. Like, I just knew it, basically. So I subscribed because at the time there was a wait list. So I got on the wait list, and then, spots opened up pretty quickly, actually. And so I ended up getting it in, I think, February. So February, I think, of this year was The Gilded Ones. And then March was Sweet and Bitter Magic, which you can't see, but it's up here. And then April, I'm not really sure what April was. I don't know what April was. I'm looking on my shelf to see if I can see it. I'm not really sure. Anyway, May was this one. It is gorgeous. I don't have my normal edition. I have like multiple normal editions. I don't have them with me. I have like a Barnes & Noble edition, and I also have an indie exclusive one that was signed to me by Joan. But I don't have them with me. So I'll kind of put up a copy of the cover normally, and then I'll put this one here. It's a pretty easy color change that you can see. This one is this gorgeous purple color. What I loved about this specific edition as well, which I thought was super unique, was that Owlcrate also did other things to make it unique. So they have these specifically purple end pages, and they also have this exclusive design on the naked hardcover. I love kind of those touches so much. And I knew I had to support it, and I'm subscribed to Owlcrate. I skip pretty liberally. So I am getting the October box because I knew what the book was going to be. And so I was like, oh, I need to get this one. essentially. I really love it. I won't say it now because even though I know that this video is going to go live later, I don't know like if people have gotten their boxes, etc., so I just won't say it. Anyway, and so yeah, that's like the current state of my subscription. I also have an Illumicrate book only subscription, which has recently and probably will forever be my favorite because it includes gorgeous Illumicrate editions and their pin. If Owlcrate did one, then like my life would be so complete. That's just what I would do because I have the same problem with Owlcrate. I don't know where really to put all this stuff. I have found recently a lot of the Owlcrate stuff has been actually very helpful. I say actually because I feel like sometimes it's hit and miss, but it's still the case. I don't know. I don't enjoy necessarily having a lot of stuff hanging around. Yes, I can use it for photos, but it's always a hassle to get out and stuff, and it just ends up not being worth it if I don't use it. So let's talk about some other special editions that I really love. I'm going to first talk about these. Owlcrate did the entire Crown of Feathers series. They all have exclusive dust jackets. This one is really easy to tell because I think actually it's the original. No, I put the original one off my shelf. But this one is very dark. The original one is a lot redder, and like these colors, for example, are a whitish grayish tan color, so you can really tell the difference, and all of them have sprayed edges, and that one is gorgeous. So this is, I'll put them up together so you can see the colors. These are the 3 different colors they've done. If you saw one of my book hauls, you will have seen the Owlcrate edition of Wings of Shadow, so I won't delve too deeply into it, but I'll just show you Heart of Flames and Wings of Shadow next to each other. They're also exclusive edition, exclusive covers as well. So that's one of my favorite, and I was able actually to track down the edition of Crown of Feathers, which I think was included in a monthly box, and then I was able to buy the other ones separately, and the Heart of Flames one came with a pin, but not Wings of Shadow, so I have that pin as well, and I also have the pin for Crown of Feathers. So that is all to do with a strictly Illumicrate. I do want to, before I mention like my top 3 recent faves, and also I'll show you the last book that I've recently got as a special edition. Before I do that, I want to show you another kind of obsession of mine, and these are these Violent Delights editions. So, for reference, I got the normal edition of these Violent Delights, what it looks like. And then I got in my subscription box that I saved because I was like, ooh, you know, I know it's going to be this book, the Owlcrate one. So as you can tell, the title font is a little bit different color. This one is silver and this one is like a yellow gold. And I don't know if you can tell, but this one is a really dark green, whereas this one is just black. So it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe I'll like, put it in a few different lights. But I was pretty disappointed, honestly, with that cover change because while I liked it, I was like, this isn't like super, super exclusive. But then what I love most about this, and what I hope will be the same for the Owlcrate edition of our Violent Ends, was that these Violent Delights Owlcrate edition not only has reverse dust jacket art, which honestly I don't know how I feel about because I don't really have the patience to rebend it so that you would see only this on the outside. Also, when it doesn't have the actual title on the spine of the reverse dust jacket, I feel like that's not as helpful, honestly, because if I put it on my shelf, yes, I'll probably know, but in the long term, I just like being able to see the titles on the spines. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, I don't know. But that's why I really liked I think the pre-order incentive for Once Upon a Broken Heart had the title on the reverse jacket of the spine. So I really do appreciate that. If you're going to do reverse dust jacket art, I do realize that like you want the full expanse of this scene, and I do also really appreciate that. I just don't know if I would call it, I mean it is reverse dust jacket art. It is art on the reverse side of the dust jacket, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyway, the Owlcrate one is gold. It's gold and black, and it's like this burnished kind of color gold, like a gold bronze color. I love it. It has a great spine. Like, that was just gorgeous, and that's really kind of what tipped me over to be like, okay, Owlcrate, I like that. And I was able to track down the very highly sought after Fairy Loot edition. pink sprayed edges, and it has pink text and white flowers. The original one has red flowers, and I just love thematically, this is the Owlcrate one though, I just love thematically that in the book there are the two sides, the Scarlet Gang and the white flowers, and it's just like perfect. I love those kind of little details, but that really mean something. Do you know what I mean? And this one also has reverse dust jacket art. I will also show it to you because I showed you the other one. There, that's a good shot. If I had to pick which dust jacket art I like better, it's Fairy Loot. I just think that the characters are just more focused. I mean, they're bigger, like literally. And so I just really enjoy that. So, you know, if anyone was going to ask, I've already answered. And I like the Fairy Loot, these Violent Delights dust jacket art the best. So I bought the Our Violent Ends normal edition so that I could watch the live between, who is it by? Aiden Thomas and Roshani Chokshi and Chloe Gong. And then I also got the Our Violent Ends Owlcrate edition, but I didn't get the Our Violent Ends Fairy Loot edition. No, I just didn't love necessarily like the color choice that they had. And also, I think it was also pink sprayed edges. And I was kind of like, you just did pink sprayed edges. And I'm sure maybe that the tone will be different. I don't know, I just wasn't as impressed. Knowing me, I'll probably regret it or like try to track it down at some point. But at the time I was just like, I don't really care as much about this as I thought I was gonna do. And then I was also kind of like, Lily, you'll have 2 other editions. Do you really think you need like a 3rd one? And the jury's still out. I don't know how I feel. As I say it aloud, I'm just like, why wouldn't you complete the series? Like, why wouldn't you? But you know, I'll have to think about it because I don't know how I feel. And then let's talk about the 3 most recent ones that I really love. These are all from Illumicrate. The first one is, you may have seen it actually in the hauls, basically. So I won't talk too much about it, and I'll link, of course, the video of the Wings of Shadow unboxing, our book haul, and also link the haul where I show you all the fun details of these ones. But basically, it's in the Ravenous Dark, which has a spot gloss. It has stenciled edges, which is like my new obsession, stenciled edges. They are so fun, so cool. It also has reverse dust jacket art. I'm pretty sure I showed it in the video. And yeah, it's part of the Illumicrate book only one, so it comes with this gorgeous book and a pin every month, and it's kind of the best. I love it so much. I think that if I had to pick, I would pick that one. Like if I could only have one subscription box, that's what I'd pick. I just think it's the most practical. I think it's the most like wallet friendly, I guess, because you're really only paying for the book and the pin. And it's just the most useful. And I really have loved this year's Illumicrate editions. Like they've been so good. And so this is the first one that I have to show you. The next one after that was my edition of the Jasmine Throne. This has sprayed edges, stenciled edges, but on the bottoms and tops as well, unlike the Ravenous Dark. But I love this one. Tasha Suri is like an author for me, so I love that so much. I'm definitely sure that I showed you the stuff about the naked hardcover. So if you want to see that, obviously check that video out. But love this one so much. And then the most recent also Illumicrate special edition one I've gotten that I've loved. This has to be my favorite Illumicrate edition that they've ever done. Is She Who Became the Sun. So it is just first of all stunning, and the dust jacket just wants to slide off. So I'll just show you that it has this dragon on it, which is amazing, so fun. And it says, she didn't just want greatness, she wanted the world. She Who Became the Sun is probably one of my favorite books that I read this year. Like, oh, it is so good. I will link obviously the reviews for all these books below, but like that is the, I knew I was gonna love it, but like I was not prepared for how much. And look at these stenciled edges. It's sprayed and stenciled. So you have these spray ombre with this stenciled clouds. It is just so, so gorgeous. Like it makes my heart so happy because it incorporates like the entire color scheme and also the clouds. And it also has reverse dust jacket art. So those are the 2 main characters there, and it's just really gorgeous. As I said, I don't ever like show the opposite sides on my shelves, but you know, I still like it anyway. I do feel like maybe the print would be more helpful for me. I also don't really have anywhere to put prints, but it'd be really cool because I could like hang it up on my wall and stuff. But yeah, and then I want to end this video with my most recent special edition. This is the Illumicrate edition of The Devil Makes 3, which I basically was like, I need the book only thing because this is going to be in it, and I freaking love this book so much. I'm a huge fan of Tori's. You all know that. You must all know that. This is an entirely new cover. So basically, Tori's book has a US cover, a UK cover, and also this Illumicrate cover. I don't know, honestly, which one I love the most. We talked about it in my Instagram live. I will link that video below. But this one is gorgeous. There's this spot gloss of the book, which is making very difficult to film, but here it is. And then there's also these gold accents. I think you can kind of see that. It is also sprayed edges, and also the end pages have this gorgeous marbly design, which is on the cover, like on the dust jacket, and also on the cover, basically. So it's really just all, it seamlessly all works together, and also it has this gorgeous foil on the naked book, I guess. I really gotta figure out like what that's actually called, because keep referring to it as naked book feels a little bit strange. Anyway, those are all the special editions I wanted to talk about. Those are some of my favorite ones for sure. It's a little bit more of a story time about when they came into my life, why, etc., etc. And yeah, I will now put all of these books back on my shelf. I hope you had a really fun time. And as I said, when I get those other special editions, please let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a part 2 of these. I can pull off more books from my shelves. And I can film it when I get those other books because they're gorgeous and you kind of just have to see them to see how pretty they are. And yeah, I have loved doing this video. It's so fun to talk about beautiful books because they get me. They get me so hard. And special editions also for books that I love. I try to only really get special editions of books that I love. Books that I've read. I'm in the really fortunate position where if I kind of know what an Owlcrate or Fairy Loot or Illumicrate book is, I can kind of try to get an arc of it early and read an e-arc of it. And I normally do that so that I can just make sure 100% that that's a book I love. I don't really want to get special editions of books I don't like. I just don't have the shelf space to do that and like to waste my money and shelf space with that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and let me know what your favorite special edition is that you have or that you've seen around the internet is, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.